welcome to the first episode of Adult Life Sucks. So, where do I begin? On August 4th of 2015, I was at work and I was doing what caregivers do. I was 4 days away from a promotion to MedTech from caregiver, and I was transferring a 230-pound resident who was 6'3". Which would have been all fine and dandy had he not had a right leg that was dead weight. And he used to transfer with a walker to wheelchair from, bed and stuff. So his PT decided it was better to have him transfer without the walker. And not so sure he was ready for that. So what wound up happening is I was in the middle of his transfer. I was holding on to the back of his pants, and he slipped. The wheelchair was between him and I, and when he plopped into the chair, he just plopped back and kind of fell into it. The chair went to do this, so I grabbed the handles and did this. And what happened was the lower right side of my back went, I don't think so. And not wanting to worry the resident, when they asked if I was okay, because what was that sound, I was like, oh no, I'm fine. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there going, it's burning and tingling. It's going on all the way down my toes. So, anyhow, moving along, I take him to the dining room, leave him there, go back to work, try to do another lift, realize not a good idea, can't do it. So, anyhow, continuing on. I wonderfully got to open a workers' comp case. Now, I don't think this is something enough people talk about. It should be talked about more. Workers' comp likes to jerk things around. They don't like to do a follow-through. They don't like to send you the money they say they're going to on time. And they like to send a lot of confusing letters that don't match up with previous letters. And there's often miscommunications going on somewhere, whether it's from the medical office or workers' comp, or they're not communicating with each other correctly, and somehow you're expected to keep up with everything, and one person tells you one thing, somebody else is telling you another thing, and they're telling you that the other place told them that thing, and you're just like, I don't even know what's happening anymore, because I don't know who said what or who did what where, but something's not matching up here. So, grown-up life sucks, because you have bills to pay, you have kids, you got pets, and you can't do jack shit about it. Yep, makes life awesome and easy. And before this, I was working 60 to 80 hour weeks. Unpredictable numbers of shifts. Usually I went in for one shift and would wind up finding out that I was needed for an extra shift, or somebody left, or somebody wasn't showing up, or, the dependable coworkers you sometimes have. So, being who I am and loving all of the residents, I decided, well, why not stay? Yeah, I could use the money anyways, of all these freaking bills, which I want to light on fire. Be really nice if you could light them on fire and it'd be like, poof, you don't have to pay this anymore. It suddenly disappeared. But it doesn't work that way. I tried before. It didn't work. I got another bill. Apparently there's an interest on it afterwards. But anyhow, neither here nor there. So, grown-up life sucks. And when you're little, you think, oh, it's going to be so great when I grow up because I get to do everything, all the things I want. Nobody's going to tell me when to go to bed, and, I can sleep without a stuffed animal, or I could sleep with one if I wanted to. Nobody would have to know, so nobody could make fun of me, like my older sister. Yes, my older sister. Anyhow. So, anyways, they lied. Society wires our brains to think being grown up is awesome, and everything's going to be perfect, and we're going to be so cool, and get to do everything we want. And it turns out it sucks. Yeah, it really sucks. So, let's give you a rundown of my adult life. I wound up with chronic pancreatitis for medication. I wound up taking an accidental fall because I didn't realize some grass was wet when I was wearing tennis shoes, and went into this public bathroom that had these tiny little tiles like this that stick up with like the little, cracks in between, and landed full body weight on my right knee and wound up with arthritis because it didn't get drained with a needle, and they told me, oh, you're young, it should clear up on its own. It didn't. I have arthritis in my hands, scoliosis in my upper back, number of other problems with injuries. I might be a little clumsy. Anyway, stigmatism, so I got glasses. I have asthma, sinusitis. Yeah. I'm prone to all sorts of happiness with my health. But, I bear through it better than I think most probably could or would. So I give myself credit for that. But yeah, dude, adult life sucks. Your body starts breaking. And then it stops doing the things you want it to do. And you're like, well, fuck you too. Not my friend anymore. Go get a new body. If only it were that easy. They should sell those to the market, you would think. That'd be pretty cool. Do you imagine going through the freezer aisle and there's just like bodies? Who do I feel like looking like? Oh, look, there's one that looks like George Clooney and Catherine Zeta-Jones and shit. Hell yeah. That'd be my body. Anyhow. Back to reality. Yeah, so things, needless to say, have been difficult lately. And, not getting any easier. It's the whole point where I have to look for one of those attorneys, and I'm like, oh, an attorney. And more stuff. I want to do more stuff. But what can you do? And then while being injured, I am having to use a cane, which you don't see in this video because I'm sitting down, which means this video can only be so long because I can only sit for so long. So, comfortably-ish, not really. But anyways, I got put on a medication for my injury. It's supposed to help. It's a nerve blocker. I'm not going to tell you what it is because that's just kind of weird. But yeah, it's somewhat helping, not entirely. Honestly, I think it makes me kind of grumpy. Maybe just a little. And it's making my sleep all weird. I'm like sitting there talking to somebody, and then it's like, what were we talking about? What were you saying? And they're like, you were talking. Oh, was it important? I don't know. Was it? Jessica, was it important? What? What were you saying? So, it's been special. Anyways, sitting there like, why are you always bothering me? God. Because you fell asleep mid-sentence. No, I didn't. Did I? I'm not sure. So, yeah, life has been interesting. It's also really weird being home all the time when you go from, like, almost never being home and then getting home to being like, oh, I gotta let the dogs out and shit. And then you're like, oh, fuck, I gotta go to sleep because now I only have, like, 5 hours to sleep. And then you're like, oh, now I gotta go back to work for, at least I only have 1 shift today. And then it's like, oh, no, so you have 2. Oh, shit. So, poof, there, like, goes your entire night, because all of a sudden you thought you were just there for, like, the afternoon, but now you're there all the way until the morning, and then you start losing track of what day it is, because you're all sitting there like, yeah, I have to, like, pay some stuff on Friday or whatever, and it's like, honey, Friday was yesterday, today's Saturday, shit, fuck my life. Or you're like, oh, yeah, like, I didn't miss that event. How can you say that you already went to that event? That event's on Thursday. Thursday's, like, 2 days from now. And they're like, Thursday was, like, 4 days ago. And you're like, oh, how did that happen? So it gets really confusing. My cat wants to be in the video. Say hi, Mama. Say hi, Angel. Say hi. Camera's that way, sweetie. Okay, Angel would rather show you the back of her head. So anyways. Yeah, so adult life just sucks. Don't believe what they tell you. And if you're, like, young and watching this, stay young as long as you can. because it's so much nicer. And cattail. And butt. She wants to show you the back of her head and her butt. So, that's my cat's love for you. You feel it? Nice and warm. Loving cat. This is my cat, who drives me fucking crazy every day, because she doesn't sleep. She wants to be outside 24/7, and the problem is with where we live, she can't be outside at nighttime, because we have, like, raccoons and stuff, and we live in, like, mountains and shit, where all the wild things are, like Angel. Anyways, and we had an incident before where she had to have stitches in her back leg when she was out at night. So she gets mad at me, but I think it's fair to keep her inside. I mentioned I'm slightly ADD-ish. Yeah, poke you with your tail. So, anyhow, yeah, life is difficult. Grown-up life sucks. Because everybody suddenly expects you to do everything. Like, you go from being the kid to being the parent, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, I need you to do this, or I need this, and you're like, wait, when did this happen? That, you know, like, I didn't have a parent doing all of this stuff for me anymore. Like, when did that happen? That's so fucking weird. Now, like, I'm the parent who's supposed to do all this stuff, and then you get, like, bills in the mail, and you're like, when did I have to start paying for everything? I mean, my mom's not paying for it anymore. By the way, hi Mom, I love you, and thank you for paying for, like, millions of years of my neededness, and my existence and all that, you know, subsistence and clothes on me, and roof over my head, and list could go on. I love my mommy. Anyhow, yeah, so it sucks, and I became an auntie a couple months ago, you know, that's actually pretty rockin'. He's cute. I have a nephew. He's my nephew, you can't have him. My kids are cute. But those are mine too, so you can't have them. My fiance is fucking hot and banging. Oh yeah. You can't have her either. That's right. Gay, genderqueer here. Fucking take it or leave it. Don't give a shit. Don't like it. Don't watch my fucking videos. Psh, that easy. Bitches. But you know you're gonna love this face regardless, so. Anyhow. So, life is a lot of fun to deal with. Especially when you're trying to figure out how you're going to live from one week to the next, because you're supposed to be receiving a certain amount every week, and you aren't. And, I recently got a letter in the mail saying my MRI was rejected for my injury. That was pretty awesome to find out, you know. That's fine. It's going to show stuff that doesn't count to the injury, and they're trying to say my injury is a chronic back injury thing, that I've already had, like, a chronic disc condition or something. I'm like, okay, I have scoliosis, but I have that between my shoulders, okay? Not my lower right back. And my lower right back didn't happen until this incident, so, yeah. And considering I haven't had any physical therapy, and I've had one pain management appointment, it's really interesting to find out that something went chronic that hasn't been rehabilitated at all. So I feel like putting this out into the universe to hear what you guys think and have to say about it, because my opinion is, it's a load of crap. And I probably shouldn't be saying this, because, I mean, this is a big deal to be saying on camera. But, yeah, I just feel like it needs to be said at this point. I don't think there's any way to claim something as chronic that hasn't had any treatment whatsoever. So, yeah. And mind you, this happened August 4th. So, it's been a couple months. And it's had nothing done for it except, like, 2 injections and a medication that they gave me before this one. That's supposed to be, like, a non-opiate medication and stuff for injuries and stuff like that. Yeah. One of the warnings of side effects is it may affect your appetite. It wasn't kidding. I mean, Jesus Christ, I went like 5 days at one point without eating, and I look at my fiance and I'm like, honey, did I eat today? And she goes, I don't even remember seeing you eat for like the last 5 days. Have you eaten? And I'm like sitting there thinking about it, and it's like, shit, no. I fucking lost hella weight. My family's all like, are you doing drugs? And it's like, only the ones they gave me. So that was a pretty special experience. And then I stopped the medicine. I tried like telling the place who gave it to me that it was ruining my appetite, and I was told to stay on it. And, oh, just give it time, it'll go away. And I was like, dude, in 2 weeks, I lost like 20 pounds. I'm not taking this medication anymore. It can bite me. And fucking the same amount of time that I was on the medication, it took me to even hear my stomach growl. It was like, it was quiet. My stomach died. It curled up in a ball and just went, no, life is too difficult. Suicide. So 2 weeks later, it suddenly like reincarnated and was like, I'm alive. Feed me, bitch. So, yeah. So it's been interesting. My appetite's still like wonky, like it goes on and off, and then I have to like force myself to eat. If I can't remember that I ate, I just kind of assume I didn't eat. So then I just eat. But I'm not hungry, but I eat anyways, because I'm supposed to. I hear that like helps humans live or something like that. Weird, I know. Yeah, so I'm also filming in the most random place ever, and I'm never going to tell you where it is. Mystery. So, I don't really know what else to say on this video at the moment, and I kind of feel like I'm all over the place, but it's been a while since I've made a video, and I'm planning on making a new page, called Grown Up Life Sucks, but I'm going to currently post this with my stalker free page, so that current fans know that there's a new page coming out. I'm not sure when I'm going to get the chance to design it, but I will. I will. Sooner than I did that ninja video, I hope. So, anyhow, those of you who haven't seen it, it's called The Unskilled Ninja. It's all sorts of ridiculousness, and as many people that there are that doubt it, it's a completely sober video. That's the sad and probably partially scariest part about it. So, anyhow, yeah, there's also a fan page called Stalker Free. Feel free to check out some of my old videos on there. And I will try to get some new videos on there. I still have a whole nother one that I need to make that's just about ridiculousness, about college that I went to and the ridiculousness of that, which I wanted to go on a rant about, like, forever ago, because I graduated in January. It's been almost a year. I'll get to that video, I think. Yeah, so my life is basically one ridiculous mishap after the next. I don't know if you guys have this problem too in your adult lives, but if you do, could you please tell me what's going on in yours? Because I could really use a vacation from mine. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here and just say I love your guys' face. You might notice my hair changed. I need to cut this part again. It's trying to grow like vines from Tarzan and shit. It's only been like a week and it's already like, poof, I'm here. So, anyways. But I love you guys. I love your faces. I hope you're happy pandas to see me. I'm happy pandas to be making a video. I wish it was under better circumstances. So, yeah. Alright. Bye. I can stop the camera from here. Da da da.